Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Saturday, the 24th of August, 2024. So, the synoptic situation as of midnight last night, that was the low pressure we've been talking about for quite a while that was over North Island, has now moved into Scandinavia. However, it's been followed up by another low pressure, which is bringing along fronts with it. And they're midnight last night, they were just around off the tip of Ireland. But if you look through the midday today, they're smack over the middle of the country. Low pressure actually sat over um, Folkestone, and the associated fronts with that are right over the country at the moment. This occluded front that we got here, this is by midday today, so there is a small possibility that if it carries on at a fairly brisk pace to the east, there may be a very small window of opportunity later on this afternoon, but I'll discuss that a little bit further in the briefing. Spot winds are indicating westerly at height, northwesterly a bit further south of us, and a bit further north southwesterly. We've got probably a southerly flow on the ground here at the moment at Lasham, which is never a favourable wind. But if we do fly, the wind would have gone around to a different direction by then. So here's the cloud associated with that frontal system. I'll just run that through. You see the weather basically is coming up from the southwest, and it's pretty well sat over us, and it will be quite predominantly for the rest of the day. And there's a rain associated with that front. This is the actual rain at the moment. We've got a very heavy batch of rain on its way in the next hour or so. If I run through the predicted forecasts from the Met Office, so here's that heavy batch of rain. If I run that through, so that's going to be over us by about 8:30. And if I run that through now, we're going to get in the second batch around about 10:30. And we're going to have rain pretty well here for some more heavy showers later on. But there's a very small possibility that there may be a flying window after about 3:30 this afternoon. Now, I don't think there'll be any appetite for people to hang around till 3:30 to go flying. But of course, Malcolm George has got his youth group this evening, and I think that there's every chance in the world that they'll be able to go flying this evening. So maybe some of you might want to help with that later on. Local forecasts indicated rain till 11, sunshine and rain is saying up until 4 o'clock, but I think it's going to be more rain than I don't think we're going to see the sun up until about 4 o'clock this afternoon. The wind you notice southeasterly at the moment, then going through easterly, then becoming around about 3 o'clock this afternoon, west southwest, and then a very steady westerly again. So that's why I predict when they do go flying, it's this evening, it'll probably on runway 27. We got some gusts though noticed as well this afternoon as that frontal system finally disappears. It's giving its last little burst of wind, 25 knots or so later on. Okay, GFS is indicating max temperature today 15 with a dew point down at 13. So if you can do the maths, there's not a very big split there throughout the whole day, which is why we've got all this low cloud and crud. So there's a few outside the window at the moment, and there's a southeasterly windsock and a very, very low cloud. Current temperature at Lasham's 14, dew point down at just under 12. And Dave is saying a frontal system, then a bit of a clearance in the afternoon, but not much of any soaring. I'll put that down to no soaring, but there may possibly be a window of opportunity later on, as mentioned. Odium, the METARs, 5 knots from the southeast, currently light rain. They don't do a TAF at the weekend. So if we go through to Farnborough, 4 knots from the east southeast, visibility 5,000 meters with rain, and there's a whole lot of verbiage here. But if I highlight the bit from 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock this afternoon, 10 knot winds from the southwest, 10k or more, with a probability from 12 or 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock, broken clouds at a height of 1,400 feet. So this is a sort of possible window of opportunity that we as a club may have up till about 4 o'clock, but after that it's going to be clear. Top Meteo clearly indicating no soaring probability today. And if we look at significant weather, it runs pretty well through the day, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, low cloud and crud. And then round about So about area around about now, it's saying that the high cloud is now disappearing, but it's then being followed up by thunderstorms. Um, so yeah, thunderstorms even at 5 o'clock this evening. So we'll have to suck it and see. Sky sight is very, very similar. Absolutely no chance at all of any soaring in our area at all. And the actual point forecast is showing low, very low cloud all throughout the day. Thick cloud above, thinning out later on. And as I mentioned earlier, around about 5 o'clock this afternoon, it's going to be a lovely evening. Winds currently um, from 210, 6 knots, and then slowly come round to steady westerly, about 6 knots. But again, as that front passes, they're now giving 60 knot westerly wind with gusts of 24 to 26. So that might be a challenge for our youth group later. And I'm not going to bother with no times today. There's no real significant changes, but we're not going to be flying far from here anyway. Okay, so very briefly then, if I run through the cross section from Odium. I haven't seen it this bad in a long, long time. Right at the very top, above 25,000 feet, all the way down to 500 foot on the ground, various layers of cloud. Thinning as the day goes on, becoming around about 3 o'clock, perhaps this 1,400 foot cloud base that I spoke about earlier. So there's a possibility, if anyone is that enthusiastic, to a little bit of wind shear, but severe turbulence, strong winds, warnings, heavy rain and thunderstorms pretty well throughout the day. So the regional competition is on, as we know, but they've scrubbed for today. They've got this frontal system clearing around about 4 p.m. The winds will veer from a southerly to become westerly, 10 knots mid-afternoon. Very unlikely for any cloud flying today. However, there's a small window of opportunity for the evening group, and Malcolm George will make a call on that in his own time, I'm sure. All right, so look, we're around today, Ron and I. The simulator's available. If anyone's ready for any more exams, come and see us, and we'll try and accommodate. See you later, or if not, see you tomorrow. Bye.